What's happening, guys? Welcome back. So another episode on the workshop build, and in the last one we made a hell of a lot of progress. We got the lights on with a massive thank you to Cal Electrical, and we also got the whole dugout or cutout and dugout ready for the new concrete pad for the lift. I've been and picked up from my dad this morning the whacker, so that is the first job we're going to get on with this morning. I've been out and spent a load more money this morning as well. We've been and got some rebar that we're going to drill the edge of the pad to put the rebar into. It basically stops the pad from sinking. It sort of keeps it all level from what I can gather online. It seems what you've got to do, so that's what we will be doing. I've also been out, I've ordered the sink for the toilet. I've got the water heater for the hot water because I figured, why not, let's get it on. And I've also got a pair of doors for the kitchen and for the toilet area. I had loads and loads and loads of comments from people saying, why don't you put a sliding pocket door on there, or bifolding doors, or whatever. So long as I've worked everything out correctly, those doors will be okay. They're not going to get in the way of anything. They'll do what they need to do. I prefer a normal door. I cannot stand sliding doors. I know that technology's come on a long way with sliding doors, and I did a load of work for a sliding door company building display systems years ago, and they're better than they ever were. But for some reason, I've just got their 70s in my head with them. I don't like them. And I've made the wall out 3x2, so we've got nowhere for a sliding door. I'm not having a surface mounted one. It'd have to be a pocket door. We're not doing it. I've been and bought those normal doors, which will look nice. We're going to paint them black as well for hand marks. I've ordered black handles, black hinges. So yeah, we've spent a little bit of money. I've also had my mate Dave Dean, the decorator, lad that I went to school with. He's been over and brought me some leftover grey emulsion, which we're going to get mixed up, and we are going to, in this episode, start painting the walls. My idea is I'd like to have this end, so the end two bays, the walls painted and the floor painted as well, which is, yeah, a discussion that we've been going on about for quite a while, was what we were going to do with the floor. Ideal world would be we completely flatten it off, put a epoxy down, but budget just doesn't allow. Time's getting a bit tight, so all we're going to do for now is seal the concrete floor, and I'm going to get some of the normal just grey floor paint. We'll paint that on for now, and then who knows, in a year or so's time, when we've actually got a little bit more money, we may be able to sort the floor out and flatten it off and get it exactly how we want. It isn't ideal. It'd be perfect to do it all at once, but the budget's just not allowing. The date that we've got to be out of that unit is getting closer, so I figured if we just get half of it done, we can move all the stuff over, or we might get a little bit more than half done, I don't know. And we can't paint this concrete pad for quite a while for letting it go off. But yeah, anyway, as ever, Dan likes a little waffle. So first thing we're going to do, we'll fire up the GoPro, we'll fire up the whacker, get this all compacted down, and make sure that we're not going to be using too much concrete in it. Right, let's hit it. Good morning, guys. So got a bit carried away yesterday and did what I did here, and then didn't pick the camera up again or set the GoPro up or anything. So as you can see, we've got the all the mill waste and everything is now whacked down, nice and solid, nice and compact. I've also been around and drilled holes and put rebar in the edge of the original concrete. So we've got 500mm long bits of rebar, 250 into the original slab, meaning it's 250 into the new slab, which basically ties it all together. I spoke to the company that supplied the lift. We're working to their specs on the concrete. And they've said we don't need to put reinforcing mesh in because we're using C35 grade industrial concrete, and these bars, I think, help stop it from dropping so that the levels stay the same. So that is ready to go. Concrete will be here this afternoon. Yesterday we obviously got that done, and then I got carried away, thought we'll just try this and see how it works, and we have painted or primed. This isn't the finished colour. We've primed a lot of the rest of the workshop. So my mate is a decorator, and we were chatting about it all, and he said don't waste money on primer. He's moving house, he's got loads of tins, so we've got a load of tins of grey down there. We threw them in the old kitchen bin, mixed them together with a paddle, and that is the colour that we ended up with. It's not the most offensive thing in the world, but it's not the actual finished colour. So you can see we've pulled the conduit and everything off the walls and the sockets. Got a bit of paint on a few bits, we have to tidy them up. Pulled the sockets off so we can get behind them. Now I'm going to get comments saying, you should have painted it before that you put the electrics on. Yes, we should have done, but we were out here until 3 o'clock in the morning, the night before the electricians came, getting the roof, the walls and all the insulation and everything sorted so that we could get the conduit on. And short of pulling more time from an area that's best left alone, it wasn't going to happen. We'd already changed the date once. I didn't want to change the date again, so having to pull stuff off the wall to paint behind it, hardly the end of the world. But that is that. I'm going to focus now on trying to get those bits around there done. My mate Dave, the decorator, is coming this afternoon to give us a hand, and hopefully we're going to be able to start that end and start getting some actual colour on the walls, because I think this is going to take a couple of coats to cover and get looking how we want. So let's get the GoPro on and make a start. And there we go, we've got some done of what I wanted. I've still got that little bit up above the kitchen area to do, but all of the walls, all around the rest of the workshop are now primed, and we can make a start on putting the top coat on. So I've got to go now and get the loader, because the concrete will be here soon, so we need to get the loader, the bucket, because I don't trust the ground. I don't want to get the concrete lorry up here, so we'll load the concrete into the bucket. I'll drive the loader in, put it in, 2 or 3 buckets of whatever it'll be, tamp it down. I've been and found a bit of wood, tamp it down, flatten it off, make sure it's all right, and then hopefully we've got a nice new concrete pad. So yeah, I'll roll over, get that, and you'll see me in a bit, I imagine, when the concrete lorry's there. Right, we've just had a phone call to say that the concrete is on its way. I've made a start on putting the actual colour around on there. Spent most of the afternoon sorting stuff out. I've been over and got the loader and chucked another bucket of stone down, which hasn't really done anything. I've just wet the bucket in the loader down with the hose, because then in theory the concrete shouldn't stick to it as much, and we'll clean it out straight after, so I don't go ruining the father-in-law's bucket. Abigail's been prepped that we need to what we need to do. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing with it. I've never ever done this before in my life. I haven't even got himself watched a video on it. I've not watched a video on it. I'm just going to put the concrete in the hole, put a bit of wood on it, and hopefully it's flat enough and does what we need to do for the workshop. Who knows? Time will soon tell. Yeah, we'll get the GoPro. Look at that. A little bit of tidying up. Yeah, we'll try and put the GoPro on in different places, and yeah, show you us putting concrete in a hole, as exciting as that's going to be. Good morning. So yesterday afternoon got a little bit chaotic. Concrete turned up and we've now got the concrete in the hole. I want to say a massive thank you to Tiger Concrete, one of the most helpful concrete companies that we've used. It says I've never done it before. I haven't done it on my own. I've done it with, or builders have done it, and I've just been there sort of watching, getting in the way. So I just wanted to make sure it was going to be right and it's going to be down. But the driver, very, very helpful. As you've seen in the clips, he had the rake out with us, helping us spread it about, helping us get it down, helping us sorting it out. And then a massive thank you to Abigail, my wife. I put her through some stuff, I really, really do. She gave me a hand and tamped it down and sort of pulled it back, got it level, got it flat, and got it flush to the floor that is in there. Thank you very much for your help. I know I'll make you do some stuff, but yeah, it's really, really appreciated. And then you'll have seen that my good friend, Dave, the decorator, turned up, and we have got some colour on most of the unit down to where the kitchen area is. Now, it doesn't look too different, but in the flesh, it is a lot different. The primer's more blue. This is more of a whiter grey, I suppose. Hopefully it's going to be a nice colour and it'll hide a bit of dirt, but it's going to be nice and bright and work quite well. So my job for the day is to carry on painting and get all of that lot in its first coat. And then we'll have a look, see if we want to put it in a second coat or not. We'll see. And hopefully the echo that's in here will go as we start bringing more stuff in. And I may have been contacted by a sound deadening company about putting some like acoustic panels on the wall to absorb the noise so we don't have an echo, which will make the place even better. Right, heater on, radio on, GoPro on. Let's do some more painting. I hate painting. And welcome back to yet again another day. So I didn't put the camera up all day yesterday because I just wanted to get on, get done, and I figured you didn't really need to see any more painting. So I'm happy to say we've finally got paint, 3 coats, a base coat, 2 of the top coats on all walls in the workshop. That is now done. All the conduit is back on the wall. I ended up giving up. I was getting annoyed with cutting in around it and just took everything off the wall and had it on the floor from a point. Made life a lot easier and a lot quicker. Who'd have thought that I was cut it and make it quicker? Anyway, that's all done. I've now moved everything up that end of the workshop. I went yesterday and have picked up some grey floor paint, which we are going to make a start on now. I've swept up. It took me probably about 3 hours to sweep up, tidy up, hoover up once last night. I'm going to hoover up again this morning. We've got as much dirt out of the grooves as we can. It took a long, long time. And then we are going to get the paint thinned down a little bit with some white spirit. I'm going to start laying some paint on the floor, which is a major, major step. And I cannot wait because it's going to totally transform the unit again. So, no more talking. Let's just jump on and get this sorted. And there we go. First coat of paint is down. My God, I need a haircut. Yeah, first coat is down. We've gone halfway over the personnel door there. We've then come all the way down here so that we're halfway over the toilet as well. Idea being that when we paint the rest of it, we can still get round to everywhere if we do half of doorways. Kind of makes sense in my head. What I'm going to do now is move everything from this area onto the concrete pad. It's been, when is it, Tuesday, so it's been, what, about 4 or 5 days now. It's hard enough, it will do what it needs to do to be able to support the little weight that is. As you might be able to see down there, it's a bit wet. From when the concrete went in, all the moisture went to this side. So the slab's a little bit wet, so we need to get that off, get the heater on and try and get that drying up. It is the day after I put the first coat on. It's starting to go off, it's nearly 24 hours. I think we'll leave it until tomorrow morning when you guys are watching this Sunday morning. I'm going to come back out, put another coat down on this area. And then, yeah, next week, we'll be able to get on with a few other things. I've altered the plumbing and we've got the basin mounted in now, and we've also got cold running water. We've not got hot running water. I've got the boiler on the wall down there for the hot water, but I need to go and spend, there's about another 200 quid on fittings that I need to go and buy, expansion vessels and all sorts of stuff. So we'll wait, we don't need to do that. Yeah, in the next one, I don't know what's going to happen. We've got to get the rest of the floor painted, swing the door, finish off the wall in the toilet so the toilet is usable. And then I need to go up to the workshop, the old workshop, start tidying up and sorting stuff out up there, and the chaos that place is, work out what's being binned, what's being kept. If you're interested in any bits, there's going to be bits and bobs probably posted up on my Instagram stories. I've got Mark 1 engine parts, gearboxes, who knows, there's all sorts of stuff up there. But yeah, well, it'll be up on my stories, available. So yeah, that's that one, guys. Major progress, looking hell of a lot better. I'm so happy with the way it's going. We just need to put the skirting board around the bottom, paint the bottom and of the wall, and we'll be happy. But that is that one done then, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Tune in next week to find out what else we've been up to. But until then, enjoy.